Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US Indices for Saturday, March 26, that's Sydney time. So the end of the US session Friday and the end of the week. Now, as you can see here, this is our bearish count where the market has moving up to the 61.8% at the 45.50 area. I do need to say that even though that this is a 3-day chart, the first move up here was long, and then it's getting shorter and shorter here for all of this. There is more to be had here, so we're going to be moving up past the 61.8%. Probably to these old highs here. We'll take a closer look at that in a moment. So this is the bearish count. Now this move up here as wave C here will be in 5 waves. Now that would be the same as the market being bullish. So if I go to my bullish count here, let me just go into that, and this is a daily chart here. And in a nutshell, from this low here, we're looking for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then wave 5 to move up here. So it's going to move up a little bit higher. I can see that it's going to come in around these tops here at the 46 area. So in both cases, being bearish or bullish, the move up here will be 5 waves. So really the only way to decipher about or maybe not the only way, but the way that I'm going to do it is that once we do get the top in play here, we're going to get, well, after 5 waves, in Elliott terms, we get an ABC correction, and then we can go further up from that point. However, if this is a C wave up here and it has 5 waves in it, then it's not going to move up there further, is it? It's going to be down for 1, back for 2, down for 1, back for 2, and then move on down from this point. So really this A, B, and C correction here is going to help us work out that we should be long at that point and short at that point. Now we'll be able to get, that's just the outside shell of it, we will be able to get better positions than that, but that just gives you the sort of, you know, the safer mode to work with. So once this does top out here, and we'll drill right into that, but when it does top out, I will have a blind spot basically trying to figure out if this is going to be an ABC correction or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming down here further. So there will be a blind spot in that in the next video. But in the next video, we'll be looking at this just topping out in the next video. So we'll be able to look for short trades right on the top here. Now those short trades may not, you know, this market may turn into a bullish count, but if we are going to short this, then getting it on the turn, it would be the right thing to do, and then working the trade to the downside on this. So it's a little bit trickier than you think, just selling at the top and leaving it. You could get a position at the top there, leave it, and I mean, where would you get out anyway? Would you work this trend here and then work that, or would you wait till we get to this 5-wave structure for the C wave here? But even then we won't know if that's going to be bearish or bullish at that point. So really, the other side, yeah, it's a bit trickier than one thinks. And the other thing too is that when you've got 5 wave like this here, we've got up for 1 here and back for 2 here. I mean, they pull back quite deeply. So, you know, if you don't get it right on the turn, then you could end up be carrying a loss there. So it's a little bit tricky. Now, this bullish count that we'll go in and have a look at this as we have been doing all week. And we'll go in and do that, but just before we do that, this particular move to the upside here as wave 1 and 2 here, that presents a good case. And then we could look at, I want to look at a few scenarios here on the bullish side. We can look at that as wave 1 and 2 to the upside here, so we'd be pulling back here as an ABC here for wave 2 in that case. So that looks all okay in that regard. We could also look at this too, if I just push this over here, and I'm just exploring ideas here as 1 and 2 to here, and then we could look at this as, that will be wave 3 coming in a bit higher up here, and then we'll copy this for wave 4 pulling back, and then wave 5 up here for wave 1. So we've got 1, 2, 3 coming to the tops here, 4 pulling back, staying above wave 1, because if it overlaps wave 1, then we don't have, that's not the right count, so it would need to stay above wave 1 there. So we'll just keep an eye on that, and then having wave 5 up there, meeting supply for wave 1 here. So look, it's probably not the case, but I can see some of the stocks being like this. So it's just something that we need to work through. We'll keep an eye on Apple and the NASDAQ and the triple Q, and then bring that pattern over into the ASX as well, because they will be the driving stocks. So there's a couple of different ways we can look at it on the bullish side. That's all I wanted to really say today about that, and we'll talk about that more as things progress. But as far as the crow flies, all we're interested in today, it doesn't matter if this is an A and a B and a C wave and ending here and coming down, or up for 1 and back for 2 and up for 1 and back for 2, because over here we're going to have to figure that out. And like I said, there's going to be a few blind spots. It's going to be a bit tricky. You're going to need a bit of patience. So just take a deep breath, and we won't miss much anyway, you know, just because we don't know what's going on for a session or two. It doesn't matter that much in the bigger picture of things. So let's move into this pattern coming up through to here now. So I think we can go to this count, and I'll just bring in a bit more data. So in this case here, we've got, there's an A and a B and a C here, but it doesn't matter. And at the top here, we've got either wave 1 or C or B. So we don't know what that top is yet. So this particular count here, we've got this as wave 1 and 2, and wave 3 and wave 4, and then we're going up here for wave 1. We can put that in there for wave 2 now, for there. Don't need these. We talked about this in the stock video this morning. We could go short under that point there. We don't need that now. So this is what we're left with. We're left with, if you watch the stock video, you would be long at this point. If Friday closes strong, then in our bullish weekly cycle, which is on our website, that to understand that is important. But it's just natural to think that, well, if Friday closes strong, then Monday's going to follow through on that, isn't it? You know, and then you'll probably start to see some, if you have 2 or 3 good days of bullish market, you're going to see some profit taking at some time. So if we see, you know, Friday being bullish and closing higher, then Monday's going to follow through. So Tuesday we'll see profit taking coming in, and normally we call Wednesday and Thursdays the swing days, more so Thursday. But yeah, so we're probably looking up at 4,600, but more likely the 4,650. And the 4,650 in terms of the trading levels is part of my group 2, so 65, 72 and 80. So we're going to be up in this space here somewhere for that. And I think that all of these wave 4s here, if the market's going to be bullish after this, if it hits onto the 4650 area here, then I think that we will be looking at the ABC correction or the wave 4 really just being like that, you know. So we need to find ways in and all the rest of it at that particular point. So look, I'm quite confident in this count, I must say, in the way that I've got this counted here. And one of the reasons for that, this is also the 61.8% here at the 45.50 as we reckoned sold yesterday with that. But yeah, as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to finish off here. So when it comes to the NASDAQ, I've just got this as a bullish count. I kind of like it as a bullish count too, because we've got that low there and we're just working straight 5 waves up here. Yeah, and it counts down as 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, the fourth wave here. It does tip onto the wave 1 here, but I'm quite happy with that. But otherwise, you need to look at this as an A and a B and a C wave here with all the WXs and all. But there is a bearish count lingering here, you know, so... but once again, we've also got the 15,000 to work with here is nice, which is a medium level, and obviously it's, you know, carries the weight of a medium level. The 1650 here is a very unusual number, but it's also a medium level as well in this case. So it's actually the halfway mark between two major levels, as always medium levels are in this case. So it's 50% between the 13,000 and the 20,000 here. There's two medium levels in this. I won't go into the trading levels too much, but just really the Fibonacci as a price ratio over here. So anyway, there's a little bit more to it than that. It's pretty simple once you get your head around it, and certainly worth knowing. So in stocks, this would probably show up as $16.50, or you could see it as $6.50 or 65 cents, all that sort of stuff. In fact, it's also like the lower end of this group 2 here, so it kind of got a double meaning there for that. Right, enough waffling. Let's just where are we on this count? We'll go to the 2000 tick. Where are we here? Bring in some more data. So yeah, from this low here, we've counted it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So it's a nice 5-wave structure within this move here. It's wave 1 and 2, and then all, I won't bore you to death, but all the way up for 3 and 4 here that we've been looking at, and then up for 1 here, and ABC back for 2 here now, and then moving up higher here for that. I'll just go to, so this is going to take us up into, when we get to the 15,000 here, then we can look at group 1 above that. So group 1 is 100, 200 and 300. So it should kind of stick there within that. It can go above the 300 here, but it probably won't find support, because if you get a tested support on top of group 1, well then we'll be going higher at that point. But I don't think it's the case, because we're just really looking here for 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5 here, with wave 4 playing out across here with a bit of time, and then this pushing up here. So it'll run out of steam at 1, 2 and 3. They'll act as resistant filters in that space. So we'll have this to work with for our long trades, which will be good. But if this pulls back as a corrective pattern, there'll be these wave 4s here that will be the supporting role for that. And also, this number here will also basically hold the market to itself at that point. Just want to have a look at the 100 ticks in here for this. Just picking it up as wave 4. Yeah, all that's all good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice ABC here. That's also good. I don't know if I got the, no, I didn't have the triple Q there. That was kind of helpful in, even though you don't trade a lot of these markets, it's just good to, I mean, I've been using the triple Q over here for, it helped me work out the count here quite nicely. It was just, did a good job actually. I mean, we had a nice clear 1 and 2 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, nice fourth wave, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was very difficult to pick up on the S&P, you know, but it showed up here nicely, you know. So sometimes if you look around at other markets, you can kind of group together things. So it just made the whole count up here much easier at that point, you know. So yeah, so we got 1 and 2 here. Don't need that, because that's where we would have been short. Because see, what we're trying to figure out was this wave 1 here or wave 5 as the top here, but the S&P was pushing higher, so we could straight away understand that this would be 1 and 2 and moving up for 3, 4, 5 here for this, so we don't need that. So yeah, the next session, Monday, should be doing this, and Tuesday we'll get a bit of an idea after Monday's close of where this top is going to be, and what numbers we need over here to short the market, what levels and what patterns we need. So the triple Q was good for that. That's the NASDAQ. The Dow here doing much the same as well. It'll just be, you know, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, and then pulling back. So it'll give us a classic trading levels pattern at the 35,000. So the classic trading levels pattern of 35,000, that's not sure why that opened so humongously, but there it goes. Anyway, so at 35,000, this is what we'll see here for this, but we'll look for our buying opportunities over here on that. and also the Russell as well. So we're counting up as 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then we can just play this out a little bit here on this. And this is the 2000 is not a big deal, but the 1 here is important. 1 is the strongest number in the market, so it's also going to hold this market here as well. And we'll be able to work with a classic trading levels pattern here as well for this. So we'll see the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, which is in 5 waves here. So we'll see that go up in 5 waves, and then we'll see the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here, and we'll be able to use these levels, these price points, as moves to the upside, if we get moves to the upside, because it can retest it like this and then drop again here. So there's a lot to consider at this point, but we'll be looking to go long over here on that. But we'll try to get a better understanding of this structure, and we should be able to get in earlier on all of these. Alrighty, I'm going to leave it at that. So thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the weekend. Cheers.